Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into an absolutely incredible story straight from the Class 9 English book, Kaveri. We're unpacking Chapter 5 titled The World of Limitless Possibilities. And honestly, that title hits the nail on the head. We're going to be looking at an extraordinary story of grit, athletic achievement, and just completely shattering barriers. So, whether you're studying for class right now or you just love a good story about overcoming impossible hurdles, you're in the right place, because today we'll see how the limitations we face are so often just in our own minds.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with defying the odds, then take a brief look at the history of the Paralympics, before diving deep into Dr. Deepa Malik's amazing journey. From there, we'll talk about pushing societal boundaries, and wrap it all up with a powerful lesson in resilience.
So, let's jump right into defying the odds. To really understand the limits we're talking about, we first need to look at the massive global platform where these odds are challenged every single day.
Seriously, ever wondered what actually happens when incredible athletes just completely defy the odds? Picture this. Imagine individuals stepping up to the highest, most intense level of physical competition in the world, showcasing these just exceptional skills, all while facing massive physical challenges.
Well, the answer lies in the absolutely thrilling world of the Paralympic Games. These para-athletes showcase mind-blowing talent. They aren't just showing up to participate, no, they are pushing the absolute limits of human capability. Whether they're hurling a javelin or racing at blistering speeds in a wheelchair, it's pure, unstoppable determination.
By definition, the Paralympics are a thrilling celebration of resilience. They showcase the extraordinary talent of athletes with locomotor, sensory, or intellectual disabilities. But here's the crucial takeaway, right? They go way, way beyond mere competition. They exist to quell, or, completely smash stereotypes and literally redefine what we think is possible.
So, on to the history of the Paralympics. Where did this massive global phenomenon actually start? Let's take a quick look back.
What's truly fascinating is how incredibly fast the Games evolved. It actually all started back in 1948. Sir Ludwig Guttmann organized a sports competition in England specifically for war veterans with spinal cord injuries. Fast forward a bit, and by 1960, the very first official Olympic-style games for differently abled athletes took place in Rome. Then Barrett made its big debut in 1968, and get this, they clinched their first ever medal in swimming just 4 years later, in 1972. How amazing is that?
Okay, keeping that history in mind, we're going to zoom in on Dr. Deepa Malik's journey. This is a deeply personal story featured in the chapter, and her life is just, wow. It's incredibly inspiring. See, Dr. Malik isn't just any athlete. We're talking about a highly decorated Khel Ratna, Arjuna, and Padma Shri awardee. She's actually listed as one of the 10 most inspirational women para-athletes globally. But her journey to that podium, it was born from an awful tragedy. When she was just 29 years old, she was diagnosed with a spine tumor. And after the surgery, doctors gave her the devastating news. She would be paralyzed from the waist down, bound to a wheelchair for the rest of her life. Faced with that unimaginable reality, she literally stood at the ultimate crossroads. As she put it, she had two choices. Choice 1, squander her life in remorse, just give up. Or, choice 2, transform that reality into a world of limitless possibilities. And as we know, she chose the latter. She absolutely refused to let physical limitations define her potential.
Now, overcoming challenges like that requires massive fortitude. If you're not familiar with the word, fortitude just means having the strength to face adversity or difficulty head-on. Dr. Malik notes that this didn't just take physical strength, but incredible mental resilience. It was this fortitude, beautifully coupled with her family's unwavering support, that allowed her to turn these seemingly insurmountable obstacles into stepping stones.
Which brings us to pushing societal boundaries. Because here's the thing, Dr. Malik's victory wasn't just a physical triumph on the athletic field, it was actually a deeply societal one too.
She explains that sports have this extraordinary ability to totally change our attitudes towards disability. In her own words, she says when people witness the strength, skill, and competitive spirit of para-athletes, it breaks down preconceived notions. She realized firsthand that individuals with disabilities can be just as capable, if not way more so than their able-bodied counterparts.
And those preconceived notions she mentioned, the opinions people form about something before they even know the real truth, that is exactly what she aimed to shatter. Just by stepping onto the field and winning, Dr. Malik acted as a total trailblazer. She fundamentally changed the global perception of what is actually possible.
But she doesn't just stop at winning medals. Her advocacy mission is huge.
She's focused on strengthening the emotional health of persons facing challenges. She's empowering women through outdoor sports and providing vital equipment to para-sports persons from lower socioeconomic backgrounds. She's even organizing awareness sessions in schools and colleges. And why focus on schools and colleges? Well, because, as she says, the youth are the voice of tomorrow.
And this all builds toward one ultimate overriding goal: inclusivity. Inclusivity simply means including everyone, truly listening to their thoughts and treating them equally. That's it. Dr. Malik is striving for a society where every single person, completely regardless of their ability, is treated with total dignity and given a fair, equal chance to succeed. Finally, let's look at a lesson in resilience. As we start to wrap up this explainer, we really need to highlight the core takeaways from her incredible story.
Her concluding advice just summarizes the entire theme perfectly. She urges anyone facing any kind of setback to surround themselves with a strong support system. Believe in yourself. And always remember her words: disability is not a limitation, it's a unique strength waiting to be unleashed. I love that. It's a complete perspective shift, right? Moving from seeing a deficit to seeing this amazing hidden power.
So, I want to leave you with this final reflection to chew on. How exactly is a setback an opportunity to show your strength? How can you apply this incredible mindset, turning your own setbacks into limitless possibilities in your own everyday life? Take a real moment to think about that today. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer on Kaveri, and hey, keep looking for those limitless possibilities.